The Arpeggio collab is back, and today I'll share with you what you shouldn't spend your money on, and what might be worth throwing down for. As always, I am Derka, your official community contributor for the North American server, and all of these Arpeggio items were provided to me by Wargaming for review purposes. There are 4 new commanders and 3 new ships in the lineup. Let's start with the duds and save the hot ticket items for last. ARP Musashi. I have no words. This is a $100 standalone ship, making it the most expensive doubloon ship for purchase in Legends history, not counting the auction and adding up the GXP economy for some ships like Stalingrad. What do you get for $100? Well, you get a Musashi, albeit the camo is pretty cool. Arpeggio has some unique flavors when it comes to fire and smoke animations. It's unique, I like it, it's cool art, but do I love it for the price? God no. Musashi is a good battleship at tier 8, of course, overmatch is fun. The accuracy though is generally pretty trolly. If you like rolling the dice and gambling a little bit every time you pull the trigger, have I got the ship for you. As far as I saw, there were not any stat changes making her different from the normal Musashi that came out as a campaign ship for 2,500 doubloons with Admiralty backing all that time ago, but again, good looking camo here. Speaking of, you can buy the camo alone for 5,000 dubs if you already own the OG Musashi. With a battleship like Republic available for global XP at the same tier though, I wouldn't in a million years buy this ship. I think we could have an open debate in the comments section. What would you call the strongest tier 8 battleship currently in Legends? Again, my money personally is on the Republic, and it's free. Next up, Nachi. There are 2 standalone tier 6 Miyoko class cruisers that came with this collaboration. Nachi is going to be the AP-centric version. Stat-wise, it has some powerful armor-piercing shells. They hit for over 5,000 damage apiece, and the concealment is very good at 11 kilometers base. However, the gun range is nerfed to almost Atlanta levels, and the HE is basically useless. Fire chance is nerfed down to 10%, and the HE shells are the weakest of any tier 6 heavy cruiser. Clearly, this ship is meant to be played as an AP cruiser, a stealthy ambush style ship, kind of like the Gorizia. Oh, and it does have a heal. That's pretty rare for a tier 6 cruiser. The commander that goes with her is rather good in my opinion, and we'll talk about her since we're talking about the ship. This is a grade A choice beef inspiration for agile cruiser players, 2% speed and 3% for the rudder. And the special skill is going to beef up those AP pin angles, damage, and pin. It's a pretty saucy combination. New commander for Azuma and Yoshino? I think so. For 5k doubloons, this could be on your radar, especially if you don't have Azur Lane Baltimore, ARP Iona, or Soundwave, or some of the other fun agile inspirations. Back to the ship though, I think it's fun and could be strong, but for the average casual player, it's not going to be easy to play. Relying on AP means you better be facing a lot of cruisers, which sometimes doesn't happen. You're going to have the battleship heavy matches, and this ship just isn't going to be that great. Haguro is the polar opposite. The HE shells are very good and the AP's bad. The high explosive slaps. It deals 300 more damage even than the vaunted tech tree Miyoko. And it has a super long range to boot, 15.6 kilometers. As a trade-off, the concealment is far worse than Nachi or Miyoko. But this thing plays like a typical agile, kiting fire spammer, and it does it really well. Throw on the new commander of the same name for max spiciness. Now the inspiration here is mediocre, and if you have Azur Lane Atago, forget about it. 1% fire chance is super meh, but hey, I'm glad it's that way. We don't need another Atago commander out there. How broken is Atago's arsonist skill? Speaking of skills, Haguro has a good one. More HE pin and damage make it a good choice for fire spammers, and if you have Suzuya that you like to spam for credit farming at tier 7, this is a good commander choice. That brings us to the Musashi commander. An 8% dispersion buff is nothing to sneeze at fully maxed, while the spotter is active. You can also buff the spotter duration, making it last 37.5 seconds. Does it matter? I don't think so. You're still only going to get 1 salvo off regardless. Even the IJN battleship with the fastest reload in the game, Awami, cannot get 2 salvos off with a 16.4 Fisher de Revel full reload build. So the commander will help you have 1 potentially really good salvo. If you have 4 spotter planes, you can have 4 potentially really good salvos in a game. Is that enough that the commander's worth it? I don't think so. The better of the 2 new battleship commanders is Yamato, and wow is she better. This is a very good commander. The inspiration is one that you could easily put on every battleship you own in the game. The turret traverse buff is pretty big. Not Kedrov good, but who cares, because you get an extra 2% dispersion buff. On my Yamato, traverse speed increased 20 whole seconds, and my commander's only 12 too. So that's pretty incredible. Throw on full accuracy perks and an Azur Lane, New Jersey style skill that buffs range and increases shell damage, an extra 450 damage per shell at 16.4. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the new best IJN battleship commander in the game. Of course, commanders always go to the top of my list for purchases because of the bang for your buck that you get. You can use them on dozens of ships and tons of builds as inspirations. Aside from Admiralty backing, buying good commanders is the best value in the game, the best way to increase your fun factor, and the best way to make yourself more deadly. To recap, Musashi the ship is a hard pass. Buy Republic, it's miles better and it's free if you have the time. Check out my video on her pinned in the comment section down below if you're curious about grinding for her. Nachi the cruiser, unless you're a Chad, it's not for you. And as AP-centric cruisers go, I'd rather play York. Haguro, the ship is great and tier 6 is a fun tier to play and grind for credits. I think it's better than the Miyoko, and as tier 6 premiums go, I would only rate the Belfast and Abruzzi as better than the Haguro right now. The Musashi commander is last on my list. You could definitely skip that one. Nachi is a great agile inspiration, could be worth picking up. Haguro is a great standalone IJN cruiser commander, and I bet it wrecks face on Ibuki or Mogami. And finally, Arpeggio Yamato is super strong and now the best IJN battleship commander in the game. The pay-to-win debate continues, as it was going on 7 months ago when the Azur Lane, New Jersey commander dropped. You can check out that video here. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any content, and drop a like if you enjoyed the video. This is Derka signing off. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.